What's up? This is all from my phone, and guys, I'm finally making a video. Um, a little, a couple of things happened, guys. I was supposed to go to the dyno the last video, and that was supposed to be this video. Um, but that was supposed to happen like 2 months ago. When I went to the dyno to get dynoed, I don't know if I've explained this already in another video. Honestly, it's been so long that I don't really remember where I left off, but I went E85 on the car. I had bought 850cc injectors to run with my stock ECU because my standalone got stolen. So my EMS4 got stolen. If you look a couple of videos back, you'll see the video for that. So I found a tuner that was gonna tune my car, and dude came from Puerto Rico, does XRSs, knows his stuff about them. So I texted him. I pretty much sent him my entire sheet of stuff that I have done to this car so that he knows and there's nothing, to surprise him on the dyno day, and everything runs smoothly. But that did not happen, to say the least. I had done all the conversion for the return, the fuel rail, everything was done to the car so that it could be dynoed with E85. I even purchased E85, brought it with me, and the plan was to remove the injectors at the dyno so that I could drive the car there. So that's exactly what I did. Got everything set up. Car was running fine. Drove it all the way down there. I got there like around 7:30 at night with one of my homeboys, and we waited. There was like there was a car in front of me, and then I didn't know that there was another Evo that was in front of me that was getting tuned as well by Ruben, the same tuner. And yeah, so we waited and we waited and we waited. The guy with the Evo got his car up there, and I guess he was wanting to make 500 horse. So he was like 450, 460, and then he was like, you know what, I'm gonna change the wastegate spring so that I could run more boost. And then he literally called a mobile mechanic, I guess is the guy that touches his car, to come change a wastegate spring. Like, honestly, I even offered my services. I was like, yo, I will change it for you. And he's like, nah, nobody touches my car except for my guy. I'm like, all right. So it was getting annoying, guys. It was really frustrating. So 12 o'clock at night, guys. So from 7 o'clock to 12. In the middle of this, guys, I had already poured E85 into my tank, and I switched from my stock injectors to the 850cc injectors that I had purchased. When I'm outside the dyno, the tuner comes out and looks at the car. He's like, man, these are the nice parts on the car. Like, he was checking out my coils, the fuel rail, like, and then he looks at my fuel injectors and he's like, what size are those? And I told him 850. And right there, he's like, 850, I can't tune your car with that. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I can't tune your car with 850cc injectors. And I was like, okay, so, I sent you the information. You knew about this. Like, why are you telling me now? He's like, well, I must have misread your text. He's like, this car's stock ECU can only handle about 440cc injectors. So apparently, guys, the graph for the stock ECU doesn't go high enough to know how to control 850cc injectors. The highest it goes is about 840, 850cc injectors, where the computer can actually control them. So I had to take off my injector, and he's like, you know what, don't worry about it, just put your stock ones back on. We'll still run 85 on your stock injectors. I was like, don't you have to have double the fuel? He's like, you should be fine running your stock injectors with 85. I have never heard of that before, but whatever. I trusted him. Put my stock injectors back on. The stock injectors on this car are 330s. So I put my stock injectors back on. And we get on the dyno, strap everything down, cool. Once we're on the dyno, guys, um, it's taking a long time for him to do a pull. And I'm like, what is going on? I'm standing outside the car. Mind you guys, this is like 12 o'clock at night already. So car's running with the stock injectors, and he's gonna tune it on the 85 with stock injectors. I was like, whatever. At this point, I waited so long, I need to do something to get it tuned. So anyways, so it's taking forever, and I'm, looking at the man like something's going on, something's not right. So I peek my head in, and I was like, hey man, everything okay? And he goes, yeah, it looks like my software isn't updated. So I guess there's some licensing codes that you need to have for this particular ECU to flash them, and his weren't updated. So he was like, you know what, let me try, maybe it's your ECU, because I was trying to do it on the flashed ECU. And I told him, bro, I have a spare one. So I went in the trunk, unplugged my computer, put the spare one on, and still the same thing. It wasn't reading my ECU. So I wasted literally like 4 hours. Well, technically 5 hours. 5 hours, guys, just chilling there waiting to tune the car for nothing. One, I need bigger injectors, and two, well, actually, I need smaller injectors. So I need 440s instead of the 850s that I have. At this point, guys, I don't know what to do with the injector size. I think I'm just gonna run the stock injector size for now and run it on the 85 and see if that even works. If I run into issues later on, I will just get a set of 440s. But I need to get this car tuned already. With the fuel pressure regulator, this car rides a lot better. The manual fuel pressure regulator, it works very well, and I can kind of tune, like, not really tune, but mechanically tune the fuel pressure. That way I can have more or less fuel up top, so it's safe. The car's running safe. I have no issues with that. It's just, if I want to run the 85, I got two options: buy an EMS4, another one, or just get 440cc injectors and then tune the car on that, which honestly, guys, should be plenty enough to run the 85 on this car. I know some guys are like, oh, you need 1000cc injectors. Yeah, if you're running turbo or something like that, maybe, but this is an all-motor car. I shouldn't need that big of a injector. I don't see myself needing that. But either way, guys, I was pretty upset about it. And he was like, oh yeah, just come back tomorrow and get it tuned. I'm like, dude, I'm a family man. Like, I got family, kids, responsibilities. Like, I can't just come back. And this place is like about 45 minutes to an hour away from my house. So it's not like I could just pick up and go. I have to help my wife with my kids. Like, it's not that easy for me. So that was, I don't even remember what month that was, honestly. I think it was like in September or October. I think it was October when all this happened. The beginning of October. So yeah. So then I'm driving back, and the car starts like missing a little bit, and it's because I have a tank with E85 that's not tuned. So I'm like, whatever, I'll just run it until I run out of E85 and the car should start running better. So that happened for like about a couple of days, and once I ran out of gas, or not ran out of gas, but emptied out the tank, I went and got gas, and it started running better. So I was like, oh, problem solved. But then the tank got to like about, I would say, almost half. And it started giving me the same problems again. But this is with 93. I was like, oh, maybe there's still some 85 in the tank or something like that. So I didn't pay much attention to it. But then it got really bad. Like, once it started getting below half a tank, and I'm like, what is going on? So then I fill up again with 93, and boom, goes away. I'm like, cool. Problem solved. It was probably just some E85 still stuck in the tank. Drive it again, and the same thing is happening. And I'm like, okay, there's something going on with the fuel system. So I look at the fuel system, and remember, guys, I went from a return style to a returnless style to a return style fuel pump. And you have to do it for these cars if you want to run bigger injectors and a bigger pump. It's like almost like there's no way around it. So I kept having the same issue, and I'm thinking it has to be something with the fuel pump. Maybe I got a cheap fuel pump, blah blah blah. But then I started thinking, and I was like, well, this is probably like 3 times the size fuel pump of the stock one, and it's sitting in the same basket as the stock one. So I started thinking to myself, maybe the basket is running out of fuel quickly and it's not filling up fast enough in order for the car to run properly. So I got the idea of pulling it out, the fuel pump again, and drilling these holes on the left side of the car, just because of the way that the tank is designed. For some reason, like the fuel sits more towards the left. So I drilled the holes on the left side of the module, the actual bucket that the fuel pump sits in. And I drilled the holes at different heights, all the way to almost hitting the bottom of the actual module, or the bucket that the fuel pump sits in, right next to the pickup. And put everything back together, and voila, got rid of the problem. So I was having a fuel starvation problem, and I did it to one side of the module so that way it'll fill up, but if I'm making a left-hand turn, it won't just drain out of the basket. It'll stay in. And it's worked out, guys. I haven't had any issues. I've been through 2 or 3 different tanks. This happened like a week ago. So guys, I've been driving like that for a couple of months. I would have to like fill up my tank every so often, and it I didn't do it sooner, guys, because I have a lot of stuff going on right now. Give me 1 second. So at the beginning of the year, my grandfather passed away. So obviously, guys, I had Thanksgiving and Christmas, and like just didn't have time to put on the channel. Like I said before, I'm a family guy. Family comes first to me, and everything else comes second. So and I also am a man of religion, God, family, everything else. So honestly, like I took a little break just to chill with the family, have fun with the family. And then my grandfather got really bad in December. When 2020 came around, we kind of knew that something was going to happen. So at the beginning of the year, I lost my grandfather, and it's just, I haven't had the time. Like, I haven't had the time to work on this car, put out a video, so I apologize. I still love my channel. I love that it's still growing. I appreciate all the new subscribers. And there will be content, and there's some stuff coming down the line, guys, that I'm working on that you will be excited about. So anyways, I fixed the pump. Everything is working good now, guys. It is running great. The reason because I also wanted to make a video of how to construct the actual fuel pump so that you guys know how to do it. And the reason I hadn't done it is because I didn't want to show you guys how to do something that wasn't working. Now that it is working properly and everything seems to be legit, I'm gonna go ahead and make a video of how to construct the pump. That way, if you guys want to run a bigger pump, you can do it. There's no videos out there for this, guys. Nobody's showing you how to do this. So I figured that there would be a really good opportunity to show you guys how to do it. Now, dynoing, I'm hoping to do this in the next couple of weeks. I wanted to do it this week, but it's just already too late in the week. I am gonna go back. I am gonna run the 85 and go from there and see what this thing puts out. Guys, it is running really good right now. The car is running nice and strong and healthy. So yeah, so I'm pretty excited about it. I actually might just do a pull video right now just to show you guys that it is running pretty good. So I cannot wait to get this thing back on the dyno and see how much power it's making, because it does feel like it's in... Well, oh, I forgot to tell you guys, when I did get on the dyno and I had one little power run, because he was like, you want to just see what it does? And I was like, all right. So he kind of helped me tune it with the fuel pressure regulator, just so that it ran with the E85. And we did one run and it put down 197. I don't have the video for it because honestly, guys, at that point I was just pissed. I do have a dyno sheet. I just gotta get it from the tuner, or not from the tuner, but from the place. I know a lot of you guys have seen where I got it dynoed. A lot of you guys know where that's at. So, so the information is there. I just gotta get it. But it put down 197 to the wheels, which is pretty impressive. The guy, the tuner, told me there's no timing. It's super fat. Like, you know, a lot of fuel. He can lean it out. There's no cam angle. He's like, this thing easily should make 230. So yeah, so I got excited about that when he told me that, but at the same time, you know, I want to see the car do it, and I want to get it tuned. So that is the plans for right now, guys. This was just a little update on what's been going on and why I haven't posted a video in a minute, but it is what it is, guys. You know, I just haven't had the time. But let me see if I can do a quick little pull video. Alright guys, so that's pretty much the end of my pool video. The check engine light is on too, but it's for an evap code. Since I ran the return right on top of the stock fuel pump, or the stock module for the fuel pump, it's ventilating outside, like it's not sealed properly right there where I actually drilled a hole on top to put the fitting. So I have a plan, like I formulated a plan to get that sealed off properly so I don't get any code, and it should work just fine. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to put a video out sooner, but there will be more videos to come, and I have some merch that I want to show you guys. I've talked about it before in other videos, but I want to see if you guys actually want to get some. So I'm going to make one myself and show you guys what it looks like on me, and then see if you guys want some of the merch that I'm going to be putting out. So anyways, guys, until the next video, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell to get notifications on when I put new videos out. That's it, bro. Peace out.